asked her late last night, what is that one story that moved her? JC, we all know, is a very emotional person.
Correct.
And she shared a very emotional story last night of two patients who are next to each other in the same hospital, admitted to the same hospital, as to how they developed a bonding while they were in the hospital. Each of them have their own trauma, but still they found a reason to care for each other. And I was so moved by this story, and I was not at all surprised to get this story from JC, because I know JC is such an emotional person. So without further ado, it is my honor and privilege to welcome JC to present the management book review for today. Over to you, JC.
No, when he was introducing, seriously, I'm having tears thinking that story. Okay, let's start the management book review. Today, I'm going to review the book called Originals. The author is Adam Grant. He was also the co-author for Option B, and he was a mentor for Lean.org. When I did Option B sometime back, I posted in Facebook, because I read very less books. I'm not a voracious reader. So one of our Toastmaster, Vamsi from Fort, suggested, JC, why can't you try Originals also? You will love it. That is how immediately I ordered this book and started slowly reading it. So this book is all about how non-conformists change the world. So this is a book by Adam Grant. The book is Originals. So in this he has explained 8 chapters, but I will explain to you the few key takeaways what I have observed. So Adam Grant is a psychologist professor in Wharton University. So he had mentioned 2 roots. One is conformity, one is originality. What do you mean by conformity? Conformity is nothing but just following the crowd in the conventional way and maintaining the status quo. They just follow. It's nothing but our Toastmaster chief judges. Just follow the rule book. Originality, taking the road less traveled against the normal rate with innovative ideas. For example, I could say Toastmaster Jay. If anyone had followed him in his Facebook, he always comes up with a picture with a different caption to that picture. So it is okay to be a conformist, but if you want to become a leader and you want to lead, let us start practicing the original. So Adam Grant mentioned these people are original, those who normally doesn't follow the rule book and come up with different ideas. Okay, so after studying he found that we all think that originalists, they are very smart, they do everything. No, they also the same like any one of us. They also have the fear, but the only factor differentiate a conformist and the originalist is they simply take that action irrespective of if they fail or they succeed. That is the only difference between these two. So he had just mentioned in a broad category with 8 chapters, but I am picking 5 points in this. 1. Question the default. So there was an economist called Michael. He took a survey of 30,000 customer service call center. He found that the people, customer service agent, those who use Firefox and Chrome Explorer browser have more job satisfaction, more customer satisfaction, less turnover and fewer sick days. Why? Because normally the default browsers are Internet Explorer for PCs and for Mac it is Safari. These people use Chrome and Firefox, so they get more questions, they get more calls. So when they use these browsers, they do a lot of innovative ideas And they say, why I need to do a default browser? Why can't I use this? That is where these originalists exist. So they don't go the way you prescribe. They try to change and innovate the ideas. The hallmark of them is simply rejecting the default. This is one point. And the number two is protecting your downside. Always when we say entrepreneur, we all say they are risk takers and rebels, right? There was a survey happened for 14 years with 5,000 entrepreneurs. And the truth was 33% more success is from the risk adverse. For example, Bill Gates, when he thought of a new program, he didn't drop out as we all thought Bill Gates dropped out from Harvard and started. No, he waited, stayed an extra year to observe and took a leave from the university officially. That is how he started his new venture. Because we all thought immediately he, So Google co-founder also did the same thing. In 1996 got an idea, but he waited till 1998. So always these conformists, always these originalists, they always protect their downside. Even Henry Ford also, after making the car breaker, he waited for 2 years to get into the normal business. Because they have, the study says, and Adam Grant very clearly says, they have psychological assurance and they have a plan for if they go wrong. And the third thing is domain experience and then broaden. We all have experiences in few fields. We need to trust and we should know how to pattern it. So you must be having different ideas, but you need to know how to put it in a structured way and pattern and fix those patterns in a proper way. That is how Steve Jobs failed when he invested in Segway scooter, because he was not that domain expertise. That is where he failed. So we need to have more experience about that domain. To get creative solution, you need to be in the business. But more experience also, at some time we follow a particular way. If you give Satish a job, definitely he will think so many times. But the same thing maybe Putatan can do better. So which we are going to witness. So more knowledge also sometimes, have a barrier for us to think further. The fourth one is procrastinate the purpose. Martin Luther King wrote his speech at 10 p.m. the previous day. I had a dream. I have a dream. It is not only he wrote, but he had this plan for 1 year, but he just concluded it because he wanted to have this Zig-Karnik effect. What is the Zig-Karnik effect? There was a Russian psychologist, Bluma Zig-Karnik. He demonstrated that people have better memory when something is incomplete. If you complete something, you will forget about it. So it is okay to be a procrastinator. You can procrastinate as far as if you think it's going to help you. And what Adam Grant says in his examples, procrastinators have more creativity. They may not be more productivity, but they are very creative. So it is okay to be this. And become an idea machine. As we all know, when we take notes, I am sure 20 to 30 ideas we take in a week, but 20 to 25 go to garbage. But those 5 are the gems. It's okay, take ideas, see what best it's going to work. Again, we are talking about quantity equal to quality. Shakespeare, Mozart and Einstein have made huge numbers of plays, poems and inventions. But if you want to work better, we need to do it less. But when it comes to idea generation, quantity is the most predicate to quality. To get lot of ideas, some of them, as I said, may go to garbage, but those 5 are going to be with us. There were so many couple of examples he had given, and this book is very simple to read. It's not flamboyant English or where we were not able to get the words. It's a very simple language and it's easy to connect, I suggest each and every one of you try this book, and if you want to make a dent, you can be a non-conformist. Yeah.